everybody. See children, today I am going to teach you Unit 5 Prose, a question of space, written by Neera Kashyap. Neera Kashyap wrote this lesson, a question of space. Okay children, see here, Neera Kashyap has worked as a small newspaper journalist specializing in environmental journalism, social, health, communication and research. About the writer that Neera Kashyap, she was a newspaper journalist, a small newspaper journalist, and she did work in specialization in environmental and communication, social and health. She was a journalist in a small paper. She has authored a small book of short stories for young adults. She wrote a small story book, one book for young adults. Means what children, adults after 18 years we are calling as adults, no? Young adults. She wrote a book, story book. And Daring to Dream, Rupa contributed to fair anthologies. She wrote a Daring to Dream, Rupa. Daring to Dream and Rupa are her main work. And she contributed to fair anthologies from Children's Book Trust. Anthologies means what children? Anthology means there are so many writers wrote about one subject only. That's calling as anthology. Anthology means the subject is same but written by more writers, not one writer. That writers, you see children, that views are different from one to another. If anybody gave you one subject, teachers gave you one subject, means you will think in different angles. Like so, anthology means that subject is same but writers are different. Such a type of book she printed there. Her essays have interpreted scriptures, ancient literature for print. Journals such as Mountain Path and Life Positive. Mountain Path and Life Positive. This book also she wrote and they were preferred in essays, essay writing. That books are preferred. So here this is about Neera Kashyap. She wrote Daring to Dream, Rupa, and she published one book that is anthology. Means I said you already children, that's a matter is subject is same but writers are different. Such one book she brought out, and Mountain to Path and Life Positive became one of the most popular books of her to write the essays. See here, this is about Neera Kashyap. This is the lesson that about the introduction. This lesson demonstrates how self-observation leads to self-improvement and change in attitude. This lesson written because that we should observe ourselves first. We should identify the problems in ourselves, our thoughts, and how we will react in the situations. First we should observe ourselves. Then there will be improvement. Self-improvement is possible when there is a self-observation. So here author wants to say us that we should observe ourselves first. Then we try to improve. Self-improvement is possible when self-observation is there. We have to observe each and every circumstances, situations, how we are behaving. That's very important. She wants to give a message that we should observe first ourselves, then only improvement is possible in ourselves. Is it children? So this is a lesson written by Neera Kashyap, a question of space. So now I will give model reading and explanation of this lesson. number 88. Open all of you children. First paragraph. Despite maintaining a consistent rhythm, Vikrant found himself completely out of breath at the end of the 3.2 kilometer jog. He went morning jogging and he reached 3.2 kilometers without any stop. He continuously in a rhythm. You know jogging how the people are doing. You may observe this one. There is one rhythm. In that rhythm only he went 3.2 kilometers jogging. Because actually he don't wants to go without stop. But there is a thoughts in his mind. There was a thought and there was a pressure on his mind. So continuously he did jogging 3.2 kilometers. His head pounded with the effort and with the thoughts of the pressure. His parents were mounting on him to gear up for the medical entrance test, still a year and a half away. See what was his problem, children? That his problem was that his parents were pressurizing him. That he was studying in a first PU and in second PU after board exam they have tried entrance test, is it? But now only they started him to pressurize for medical entrance test. So here pounded means hit. Pounded, hit means they were taking more pressure. They are giving more pressure on that child. Mounting means support for something. Mounting means support for something. See what happened here, children. Actually, Vikrant, he was a student of first PU and his parents were going to pressurize him to write medical entrance test and to prepare for medical entrance test. First, now he started his first PU. But now only they were giving more pressure, more tension to him that he should write medical entrance test and he should be passing that test. Both successful doctors themselves, his parents were anxious that Vikrant ready himself to cope with the intensely competitive environment that had to be scaled for getting admission to a prestigious medical college. What happened here, children? They were anxious means worried. Worried. See what happened here, children? That parents, Vikrant parents both were doctors and they want their son should be doctor only. Let's see, some parents they have a dream that if they are doctors, their son should be doctor. If they are engineers, their children should be engineer. This type they have one dream. That's not wrong because as a parent, all are having dreams about their children. Here also what happened, children? That Vikrant parents, they both were doctors and they were expecting naturally that their son also be a doctor and they were pressurizing him to read and to attend the medical entrance test and to be passing that exam. And they were so much worried whether he will achieve that medical entrance test correctly or not, whether he will be successful in that exam or not. They were worried. Usually parents were having worry about our kids. It's natural because we have a lot of dreams on them, means we will be worried about them whether they are reading or not. Your parents also doing, no? Yes, all are having same. Parents means they are always worried about their kids only and they have lot of dreams that my son will become this type, my daughter should be in this way, she should read and she should achieve this type of job. They are also having dreams. So here also what happened, Vikrant parents, they want their son should be a doctor. mother's constant harping on the importance of the year for getting a good grip on science and maths, for viewing this as a foundation year for class 12th. All of you know very well, children, that first PU, that 11th class is very important. This is the basement for class 12th. So his mother also, naturally, she is going to tell him that this is the basement. You should have a grip on this one. If you are successful in first PU, it definitely will be successful in second PU, and it's easy for to write the medical entrance test. This type she was always telling to him that class 11th is very important, because this is the basement to build a building of class 12th. And board and medical entrance exams, for using this as a practice year for launching into the 12th board and medical entrance exam. What she was telling? She was telling that if you are good in PUC 1, 11th class, if you did very well, if you did hard work, that you will get one grip on that maths, science and all subjects. Okay, then it will be easy to write PU second year, because this is the 11th is the basement, and 12th is, it will be very hard. You will have board exam and medical entrance test also you have to achieve. This type she was always giving guidance to her son Vikrant. His father quizzed him constantly on math, physics, biology till his head spun. See what his father was doing? Quizzed means questioned. Always his father was questioning. Which means questioning. His father always questioning about maths, physics, because they both were doctors, no? They know very well about their subjects. They have grip on their subjects. So they were going to ask always questions to Vikrant about maths, physics, biology. Is it? They learned, they became successful in that field. So what they were doing, always his father asking questions about subjects only. He was always talking to him about subjects only. And how much he was asking means till his head spun, means revolve, turn. Revolve, spun means revolve or turn. He was so much pressurizing his father. He was always asking the question about subjects only. Till his head spun means revolve. We are getting no, oh, headache came, how much you are telling again and again same subject, we are reacting this type, no. So that type of pressure they were giving to their son again and again about the subjects. The conflicts had acquired a distinct edge ever since he had met Anuj, who had spun into his life like a new universe right here on this jogging track. See, conflicts means quarrel. Sometimes what happens, children? Parents again and again going to tell our same matter, means we are getting irritation. You are irritating with that one. Hey, stop it, ma. How many times you are telling? We are talking in this manner, no? So what happens? Conflicts means quarreling. That he was also started to quarrel with his parents. How many times you are talking about the same matter? How much you are giving pressure to me? This type he was used to talk with their parents. So here also same happened. How you are reacting when your parents are again and again making you to read, and again they were giving that speech about the studies only, means you will also irritating that one. So here also same happened until he got his old friend Anuj. He got one of his best friend Anuj. He got him on jogging time only, jogging track only, he got his friend Anuj. Anuj was not just a person with dynamic ideas on photography, on the connectedness between human beings and all other living species, on self-improvement as a part of human evolution, on the cosmos. He had turned into a friend very quickly, a much older friend. What happened? He met one friend, that Anuj. In the jogging track only he met one friend, Anuj. He know very well about all the things. Not only he was brilliant in photography, but also he know very much with other subjects also, that human relationship, human evolution. This type so many topics he was used to explain Vikrant. So what happened, children? In few days only they become a good friends, like a old friends, from childhood friends you are getting, no, like so they become very close friends of each other. While reading a book borrowed from Anuj and experimenting with Anuj's old Kodak camera, Vikrant knew that his parents had watched his new interest with growing dismay. What happened here? While reading a book borrowed from Anuj, he borrowed one book from Anuj, and he was he taken one old camera, Kodak camera of Anuj, that their parents identified that one. They become shocked. Dismay means shock. Their parents, they observed that he borrowed one book from his friend Anuj, and he taken his old camera also, and they were worried. They shocked their parents. Again he don't wants to become a photographer, because they want their son should be a doctor. So what happened here? When he borrowed a textbook and a Kodak camera, they were literally shocked. His class grades had dropped. He had started skipping group tuitions, even the extra school classes designed for the weekends. See, when he did friendship of Anuj, he started to skip his classes. He started to bunk his regular classes and extra tuitions and weekend classes. He started to bunk that classes, and he wants to skip that one, because he wants to study not only about subject, he wants to understand more other topics. So what he did, children? He started to skip his regular classes by the friendship of Anuj. Young only child, as tension grew between Vikrant and his parents, so did his identity with Anuj. See, it happens because parents always observing children, that what happens now, if you did anything wrong or different, means they will understand, something happened. He made friendship with someone guy, so he is not in a track, he is not listening nowadays. They will understood that one. Same here also happened, children, that Vikrant did friendship with Anuj. No, he started to skip his classes only. That they understood, parents understood, and they started to tension Vikrant, and they also got tension. They were also tensioned, and they were started to give tension to Vikrant also regarding that Anuj's friendship. Panting, Vikrant plopped on a concrete bench just beyond which Anuj was exercising on the metal swing bars grounded into the earth. Panting means quick breath. Panting, quick breath. He came from jogging and he taken a quick breath and he sat on a bench. Panting means quick breath. He taken quick breath and he sat on a bench near Anuj. That where he was doing exercises, no? There only he sat. That Vikrant sat near Anuj on a bench. Nothing like a good workout under the blue sky. That much better than an air-conditioned gym, said Anuj with satisfaction. It's real, children. When you are going morning walking or jogging, no, we will get fresh air. Is it? So he said, nothing like a good workout under the blue sky. Means out of a house, we can see the blue sky and fresh air That was a different environment in morning time, different weather we can get. So he said this is one of the good exercise. In gym inside, gym means on room, one big hall. Gym rooms are there, no? That one, what he said, in that room, air conditioned room, we can't get so much fresh air and we can't do exercise. Outside is better. In the park or in the ground, we have to do the exercise. Leaping off the bars to drop onto the bald grass. Bald means plain. Bald grass means plain grass. What he did? He stopped his exercise and he put his hand on the grass, plain grass. Hey, what's up? You look grim. Grim means serious. Serious. He asked Anuj after his workout. He came to Vikrant and he asked, why you are grim? Grim means serious. Why you are so serious? You look so serious. Vikrant shrugged and there was silence. Shrugged means move slightly to express doubt. Shrugged. Move slowly to express doubts. That what happened here, children? That their parents, Vikrant's parents understand that he did friendship with Anuj and they were started to give him tension that leave that friendship, and Vikrant started to skip the classes. So they also became tensioned with his work. And what happened here? He came for jogging next day and he sat on a bench. And Anuj asked, why you are so serious? You look so serious. Then what he did? He shrugged. Shrugged means move slightly to express the doubts. He had a doubt and he wants to explain Anuj. Then he asked, did your parents put pressure on you to become a photojournalist? He asked. That Vikrant asked to Anuj that your parents are pressurizing you to become a photographer, because his parents are pressurizing him to become a doctor. So he asked one small question to Anuj that whether your parents also pressurizing you to become a photographer. Oh no, laughed Anuj. I started on my own with journalism and then took up photography much later to make the stories alive visually. See what happened here? Anuj's parents not pressurized him. They didn't tell him to become photographer, journalist, nothing. It was his own choice. Anuj's choice it was. But here Vikrant parents, they won't leave him to take the decisions. They were pressurizing, they were doctors and their son should be doctor. So he was asking question to Anuj that whether your parents also pressurizing you. Then Anuj said, no, this is my own choice. After journalism, I started to become a photographer to make videos, visual and audio videos I want to make. So I become a photographer, he said. Then after a pause, he said, it is pressure at the home bad. He said, no, pressuring at home, anybody is pressuring to do this work only means it's very bad. He was telling, no one should pressure to anyone. They become big children means they have right to select what they want to become. Vikrant tried to shrug but nodded instead. He wants to say something. That is his problem he wants to say, but he didn't say anything. Only he nodded and he sat. It seems to me that the pressure is worse for children of doctors, perhaps because medicine is considered the noblest of professions and gives prestige. But tell me, how do you react to pressure? He was pressurized by his parents. It's a noble job, doctor profession, okay. But no one should give pressure to their children, no. I am doctor, you also become doctor means it's very bad. He was telling, no, parents should not do like this type. They should not pressure the children. And okay, doctor profession is good profession, noble profession, I agree. But everyone not having so much intelligence and capacity, no? It needs hard work. To become a doctor, it needs more hard work and struggle. So he said pressurization is not good for children. Oh, I explain, I argue, I snap sometimes, I even walk out. It is worse when I lose control. He said, I did argument with my parents. Don't pressurize me. And I quarreled. And sometimes I went out of that place only with angry. But no use. Because their parents are not ready to leave him. They were again pressurizing to write the medical entrance test. That time he sometimes going to lose his control on his body only. He was losing control. That type of pressurization they are giving to Vikrant. Hey, but have you noticed how your body reacts? He asked one question. When he told no, when I sometimes I am going to lose control, means that time he said, that Anuj said, do you know whatever the changes, reactions coming in your body that time, will you observe that one when you are becoming angry, when you are going to quarrel, whatever the variations will come on your body. This type he asked that Anuj to Vikrant. My body? It? No, not really. He said. He didn't observe anything only. Now when what happens, whatever changes will come in our body, when we will get angry, when we will quarrel with anybody, there will be so much reactions coming out of our body. Is it that? But we are not observing. That's very important, that self-observation. Self-observation is very important. That one only Anuj said to Vikrant that first we should observe ourselves. When I will become angry, no, whatever the reactions will come from my body, that one I have to understand first. If you want to get control over a situation, you could start by first observing your body's reaction, your posture, body temperature, muscle contraction, breathing, the taste in your mouth. See, this much changes will come. We also not observe, no children, really. We have to observe first ourselves. When we will get angry, no, so many changes will come in our body. You know, in our mouth, that it will dry up. Our mouth will become dry up. And when we will get angry, we will be more tensed. And there will be variations in our blood pressure. Muscle contraction will be there. Is it? But we won't observe that one all. So we will become angry, and after few minutes what happens, children? We will feel weakness in our body due to the changes, reactions of our body about that what we become angry, no? That is the reaction for that one. He said, Anuj, first you observe yourself. How will that help? Asked Vikrant doubtfully. He said, how it will help if I observe that thing, that changes in my body, reactions of my body. What will happen? That Vikrant asked. With doubtfully, he asked to Anuj. It will help you witness your reactions as if they were happening to someone else. He said, first you observe. No, you observe yourself first. Whatever the changes will come in your body, in your words, in your mouth, how it will change. First you observe yourself like you are observing to someone. He said, when you are going, we are observing others very carefully. Is it, children? How he is talking, how he is behaving. We are observing some others better. First he is telling, first we should observe ourselves. How we are observing others, no? Same we have to observe ourselves. Whatever the changes will come in our body. By observing your body and its reactions, you will also distance yourself from them. If we started to observe ourselves, okay, then what happens, children? In that situation, we want to avoid that situation and we want to away from that situation. So we will get away from that parents, that persons who are giving us tension. No, with that observation, we will be away from that situation. Then why not observe your body when you are feeling happy or excited or adventurous? Why only when you are under pressure? Visited Vikrant. See, he said, okay, when you are telling no to observe myself, you are telling when I am under pressure, that time you are telling to observe myself. But why can't I observe myself when I am happy, excited? That time why should I not observe myself? That Vikrant asked to Anuj. Sure, why not? Actually, our range of expression is quite limited. If we get familiar with our full range, we will become aware of all our habitual expressions. See, he said, no, only when we are in under tension, under pressure, that time only we should not observe ourselves. But when we are happy, when we are excited, that time also we have to observe ourselves. That time what happens, children? That in excitement, in happiness, we have no limits. For pressure and tension, we have limits. That one border will be there. In that one only we are suffering. But for happiness, no boundaries are there. But the next step is to practice expressions when there are no feelings to be expressed. I know this sounds daft, but think if you can express emotions without expressing them, sad. See, some people, if there is a happiness, they won't express anything on their face. They won't laugh also. If anything sad news came, that time also they won't say anything. They will be in the same position and same facial expressions. Is it? But when we are happy, we are exciting. We are showing our expressions in happiness. Is it? When we are sad, we are crying, we are scolding. This type we are going to show our feelings. But some people children, they won't express anything. Sadness or happiness, they were in the same condition only. But here he is telling that if you are sad, your expressions will be more. And if you are happy, that time when you are excited, there will be no boundaries and no limits to express your happiness. Like how? Asked Vikrant. Okay, suppose you get news that you have won a free trip to the US. How would you react? Urged Anuj. Urged means encourage. He encouraged Vikrant that if you won a prize for US trip. How excited, no children? If anyone won the prize as a trip to US, how you are going to react that time? You will be happy, no? So Anuj asked this question to Vikrant. If you won a prize to US trip, how would be your reactions? That time he said, the US, wow! Exclaimed Vikrant, giving to his hands, body and face such as exaggerated expression of glee that both collapsed laughing. See what happened here? Glee means enlarged. Here he asked this question, no? If you won a trip for US, how would be your reaction? How would be your reaction, children? Yes, you are expressing, wow, I won a prize to US trip. Oh, this type you are laughing, you are clapping. Someone, if they are happy means they will hit someone who sat beside them. They were hitting and they were laughing, they were enjoying. Is it? Like so what happened here, children? He asked the question, if you won the prize as US trip, what is your action? That time Anuj, that Vikrant said, wow, US trip. He exclaimed, he said loudly and he laughed so much, and both they clapped each other. High five I give, no, like so they did, and they were started to laugh loudly. So here children, today we did 19 paragraphs. Enough small paragraphs are there. Next still is their lesson. And see here, in this lesson you learned about Vikrant and Anu's conversation, and I said you children, this one written by Neela Kashyap, and that parents are going to pressure him to write the medical entrance test, but he wants to write, but they were started first PU only, they started him to prepare for medical entrance test. But he was getting so much pressure from their parents that they both were doctors and they wants to, Vikrant should become a doctor. And he got a friend in jogging time. He got one friend, Anuj. He was a photographer and journalist. But he said that he became photographer and journalist on his own interest, not pressure of anybody's. That time Vikrant said that my parents are pressurizing more. He started to skip the classes with the friendship of Anuj, and their parents got so much tension because they wants to make their child doctor only. So everyone parents, they are having dreams on their kids. That's not wrong. No, you can't say that parents are wrong, because as a parent I am also having one dream on my children. Is it? Your parents, they are also having one dream on you, that my son will become, has to become this type, my daughter this type. They have their own dreams. But what happens, children, that we should not give more pressure to children. Regarding this, we should not pressurize them. We can guide them. We can encourage them to achieve that goal, but we should not pressurize them. So, in next part, we will continue in the next class. Okay, I hope all of you understood, and read the poem again, lesson again. Okay, again and again you read the lesson and glossary. Okay, then you will understand the lesson completely, and next class I will continue. Thank you.